moan back in here real quick. Something just didn't sit right with my spirit for a quick second. Because the part that's seeking in is change is inevitable. Why hold on to what you have to let go of? And more often than not, what you have to let go of, because it was just like, whoever energy it was like they was just spewing the energy, but it was just like, where is it coming? You know, more often than not, it's people that will come in with that ill intention, but it's like, baby, that's what they call it, misguided anger, misguided, you know, anger temperament. Like, it needs to be redirected. And somebody was like, I'm getting some people that could have just took what it was that I said, and they reflected on it. Because it's like, you got to think about certain things. Because it's like, when people start coming for you, they shouldn't ever come for you unless they're doing the work within themselves to be able to do certain things towards you. Because they'll be quick to get like certain reactions and responses from you or out of you. However, they're not ever really sitting down like, before you point the finger at someone else, just know it's still three more pointing at you. But when you're certain and you're sure, you're going to be sure. Because when you're cutting, you got to be sure. You got to be precise. You got to be accurate. Because other than that, what are you going to do? You're going to cut yourself. And it was just like, feeling like you're not enough, don't have enough. And it was just like, you gotta wisen up. That was even enough for, you know, certain people. Something about Ford. Um, you gotta be able to know exactly what it is that you need to have coming towards you. And in that, you know, situation is just like very imminent. Like how people come to do certain things towards you, want to have like harm, arguments, qualms, and things like that. It's misguided, misdirected anger, or things of that sort. And it's like, instead of just sitting there and saying like, "Hey, we all mess up sometimes." Sometimes we, you know, we don't pay attention to the certain things, you know, because I know it was like for a longest. I remember when the last person be like, "You be doing voodoo, you be doing stuff." It's like, bro, that requires too much extra energy. One thing for sure, two things for certain: you don't ever mess with someone's love. You don't ever impede on certain things to look into other people. Yeah, and even then, if you feel that there's a harm to them, you pray for them. You know what I'm saying? You got to pray for them. And these will be people that will listen to those. It's like, more often than not, those who's coming to whisper to you be the ones who's doing this stuff towards you, because they need you to misguide and redirect what it is from your own sight, that you know for a fact that whatever it is that you can be getting the source from, they don't want you to feel that the source you're getting it from is the source that you're supposed to be getting it from. So in order for them to get away with what it is that they're doing in the background, oh, let's look into such and such's life. No, you don't look into such and such life. Because if they're not relevant and important in your life, it's not necessary. Like, anybody I let go of, it's not for me to look in there. Now, however, when their energy is prevalent, like for me, I'm able to pick up on all the people. When I say their name, I know they're in my energy. However, I'm not going to go out my way, like when I'm off the screen, let me go read what these people are doing. No, you focus on your life. But however, when they come in, hey, let's point it out. Point it out, point it out. But however, when you're pointing some things out, you got to be able to say at that same time, like, ooh, this damn chemical. You got to be able to say at the same time, what is they doing in there? But also, when you pick up that energy, you can read them to filth. Why? Because depending on the intent, more often than not, the Most High is going to let you know what ill intent is coming towards you. Now, when you're not doing anything ill and you're not doing anything wrong, guess what? Your messages is going to be guided in so much positivity. It's going to guide you more so to do the right thing. Something about morsel. Somebody's hand, somebody probably dealing with carpal tunnel or something like that. or somebody's muscles, somebody getting a hold of muscle related, like let go. Somebody also gonna have a situation where I'm getting somebody going, I don't know who it is, if it's gonna be a stranger, if it's gonna be a friend of the family or something like that. I'm just getting like somebody helping somebody kick a habit. It's like you, if you kick it before, you can kick it again, but it's gonna be one of those, you gotta be willing to take that change. Because I'm still getting that song from Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror. And facing the man in the mirror is the hardest person, because confronting people is easy all day long, but are you confronting yourself before you confront anyone else? And before you confront anything else, you got to confront yourself. What's for you is for you. And what anything that people do towards you and other people convincing you that somebody is doing those things, so you got to be mindful about those people who bring things towards you. Because I know it was people just believing, oh, you doing voodoo. Like, bro, I wouldn't ever do that. I wouldn't ever do that to anybody. Ever. Like, I don't feel the point in doing that. And even then, it's like I'm surrounded by so many cameras every day. It's like, you mean to tell me you're not able to see that I'm not even looking up that type of stuff? I'm not even, shit, I'm not even in the state of Tennessee. I ain't nowhere near fucking Orlando. Like, if anything, I'm looking to move away from the drama instead of having the issues. Because why would I create a problem, then run away from it? Shit, you make a problem, you got to come up with a solution about something you create. Don't create something and then, start getting in a panic mode, and you got to sit there and come up with the truth and facts. So why did you come up to start that problem or get that situation to go in that type of way in the first place? You got to be able to honor what it is. It's like you got to know when to hold and when to fold. In one of these situations, it's like it's probably some people, most likely I'm getting in this energy where it's some people saying that somebody gonna end up going to like because I'm seeing a bar or something like that, or somebody could be a bartender, or someone could go to a bar. But whoever it is, it's just like I'm really just picking up on this energy of somebody, like, I don't know if somebody is looking into something or just looking at the cup, and it's just like, is this my life? But it's also like at the same time, this is where you'll learn in parts of your life. Like, people won't reflect where you are in your life or how far you have come in your life. More often than not, you got to start learning, because I'm getting that verse from Janae Aiko. We never really shared anything but the drugs. And for some people, sometimes it's a drug, and the drug could be food addictions, pill, attention. It could be certain things. And when especially when you find yourself back into certain habits, like I still remember in that point where I had fought with doing it, broke my heart. I was like, did he just really just do one of those lines in front of me? And it broke my heart, because I was like, you do that? Like, you gonna do this with, like, no, I'm not gonna do that with you. I still even remember when he would come to the hotel room, like, could you get this? And I was like, I thought you said you was fighting this habit. And I remember he got so mad at me, because it was just like, as a friend is not going to enable a habit, like the same way where he'll try to be like, I got you some, Mary Jane or whatever. And I'll be like, if you're going to hold it against my head, then so be it. But then it got to a point where it was like, well, I got it, you're going to want it. And it's just like, no, I'm good. I'm supposed to be off of it anyway. And it was also for me to test the factor, like, are you a solid person as you say? Because I know I could kick it, that, I was going to get off of it anyway. But it was just like, instead of you being a person saying, Sharita, this is not for you, you could do better. However, do what it is that you choose to do, because it's your life, it's your choice. But however, what I'm saying, in that situation, like, it broke my heart, because it's like, okay, Mary Jane is one thing, but when you start getting into those heavier substances, I just knew it wouldn't felt right in my heart to sit there and be like, yeah, I could find it and I could get a hold to it. But however, you're telling me, like, I don't want to do this no more, I don't want to have this behavior, so why would I enable a behavior for you or with you when you saying you don't want to do it anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no judgment or nothing like that, but that's when you know for a fact, like, who are the people around you enabling you to do what it is that you're doing. But it was just even then, so it was just like, it was no different, like, oh, let's go to this type of club, let's sleep with this type of person. And it was just like, are you that way? Do you go both ways? Is that what it is? And it was like, well, I don't want to, what I'm saying? I remember he was like, well, my mom told me straight up, she support me, that I'm bisexual, whatever the case may be. And it was like, well, if you are, you are, what I'm saying? That's just your thing. But however, when you're fighting to get away from that, you have to make the choice and decision, like, am I fighting the thoughts? Are you mentally attractive? Are you physically? And if you are, just explore it and just figure it out. But however, don't put people involved in those things, especially when you looking to fight to get away from them. Like, you got to figure that out for sure. And it was just like, at the same time, I was like, well, in this instance, this is a person not prepared for friendship. They're not prepared to stand in their own strength. They're not prepared to do those things. But it was also like, Sharita, you're giving advice to somebody when you can give it back to yourself. You're fighting for someone who's not even fighting for themselves. And I was like, well, damn, where am I not fighting for myself, that I'm giving so much to somebody that is taken away from me, that I'm getting sad, I'm getting hurt, because that's what that person's feeling on the inside. But that's also one of those where you learn you got to cut ties. Because it's like, if I got to keep feeling what you already feeling on the inside, it's going to bring me down, because the fact that I'm giving you time, I'm hanging out with you, you're going against it, you're going to go against it, then you're going to talk bad about me. It's going to lower not only my value, not only my time, not only my energy. I got to let you go for the best for me, because I'm looking to help you. However, I can't help you when you ain't helping yourself. So I wasn't doing no good to myself by, even just keeping him around. I wasn't doing no good for even just having a little bit of conversation. It was like literally getting to a point where it was just like, I'm not able to give you something that you ain't ever had experience, know what it is. And it was just like, at that point, it was like, Sharita, you're using so much of your words, but sometimes teaching a person about the choice of using your words to know to express yourself, you still gave a life lesson. So it was like, it didn't go in vain. But however, I learned in that situation where that person is drowning, but I needed to see myself, because Sharita, where are you not expressing yourself at? Where are you not communicating? Where was I shutting myself down? And in that instant, even though it wasn't like getting what I needed back, it was like my needs weren't going to ever be met there. However, in that experience where it was